The $3.2 million villa purchase notification hit my son's phone at 10:47 a.m. By noon, my voicemail was full. By sunset, I was finally free. They never remembered my birthday, not once in 6 years. But they remembered this. Oh, they remembered this. When I posted a photo of my waterfront villa with the caption, "Sometimes the best gifts are the ones you buy for yourself." I didn't just celebrate a birthday. I ended a legacy of being forgotten. And the best part? They have no idea what else I've been planning. Before we start, tell me in the comments, have you ever been forgotten by the people you loved most? If you have, I see you. And if you stand with the woman in this story, don't forget to subscribe. The paperwork took 3 weeks. Wire transfers, notarized documents, coordination with my financial advisor. All of it flowed like silk. On the outside, I was calm, smiling, pleasant, sipping tea during closing meetings. But inside I was fire. Because this villa wasn't just for me. It was a message. A declaration that the woman they ignored, the one they dismissed as too quiet, too generous, too irrelevant, still held the power. When the final papers were signed and the keys dropped into my palm, I didn't cry. I laughed. Not loudly, not bitterly. Just a soft, satisfied laugh. The kind that escapes when something inside you finally exhales. They didn't know it yet. But the woman they forgot had just bought herself a new life, with their names nowhere on the guest list. A week later, I hired an interior designer. Marina. Young. Brilliant. Listened more than she spoke. She walked through the villa with me, notebook in hand, nodding at my ideas, but pushing me gently out of my comfort zone. "You always choose muted tones," she said one afternoon. I shrugged. "They're safe." She tilted her head. "Let's not play it safe this time. Let's make it memorable." We painted the walls soft champagne and gold, hung crystal light fixtures that made the lake shimmer through the windows. We placed a plush velvet sofa beneath an oil painting of a storm breaking over calm water. "That's you," Marina said. "Storm and calm, all in one frame." I smiled. It was the first time in years someone had really seen me. During this, my son still hadn't called. Not a happy belated, not a sorry mom, just silence. And Meredith, still posting. Cocktail nights, girls' brunches, a new eucalyptus-themed laundry room reveal. I watched from my new balcony, glass of white wine in hand, and felt nothing but peace. Until one Thursday morning, I got a text from Jason. "Hey, Mom. Hope you're doing okay. Sorry we've been MIA. Things have been hectic. Can we drop by sometime this weekend? Bring the kids?" I stared at it. Not, "How was your birthday?" Not, "We're sorry." Just a drop-in visit, like I was a houseplant. But I said yes, because the next part of my plan was ready. You can't teach someone to value you, but you can teach them what happens when they don't. Saturday afternoon, 2:00 p.m. I wore ivory slacks and a soft blue blouse, understated, elegant. Jason's SUV pulled into the driveway. I watched them walk toward the door. Meredith in oversized sunglasses, Jason scrolling on his phone, the kids running ahead. I opened the door before they could knock. "Mom, wow, is this your new place?" I smiled. "Yes, just moved in last week." Meredith's eyes were already scanning the interior. The marble floors, the grand staircase, the smell of money. "This is stunning," she said, pulling off her sunglasses. "What's the square footage?" I shrugged. Enough. We moved to the back deck where Marina had set up a small charcuterie spread and glasses of lemonade. The kids ran off to explore. Jason looked around. "This is really incredible, Mom. We didn't even know you were house hunting." I wasn't. Not until recently. There was a pause. He cleared his throat. "Listen, about your birthday." "Oh," I said lightly. "It's fine. I celebrated." Meredith blinked. "You did?" I did. What I didn't say, I celebrated with strangers who cared more about my joy than my own family. I toasted with Marina and her crew. We danced barefoot in the living room before the furniture arrived. We laughed. We remembered. We honored the day I was born. Jason shifted in his seat. Well, we brought something. It's not much, but... He pulled out a gift bag. Inside was a scented candle and a mug that said, "Best Nana ever." Cute, safe, last minute. "Thank you," I said softly, placing it aside. And then I stood up. "I want to show you something." They followed me into the great room, their footsteps echoing on the polished floor. I handed Jason a small white envelope. "What's this?" "Open it." He did. Inside was a printed image of the deed, the legal proof of ownership. Except it wasn't in my name alone. It was in the trust's name, one I'd formed that morning. "Mom, I don't understand. This house isn't just for me. It's for the person who's never forgotten me, the one who checks in, celebrates the small things, brings flowers on Tuesdays." He looked at me, confused. "Who?" I smiled. "Myself. If you've ever had to remind someone of your worth, comment below." I stopped waiting. I started living. Because the woman they forgot is about to become unforgettable. I didn't expect a grand gesture, no skywriting, no orchestra, but a card, a text, a voice message, something to acknowledge I existed. My 67th birthday started with a lukewarm cup of tea and silence, the kind of silence that doesn't comfort you, the kind that sits heavy in the room like a second betrayal. I checked my phone. Nothing. No missed calls, no unread messages, no calendar reminders from my son, Jason, or his wife, Meredith. I told myself they were just busy. After all, they had 2 kids, a renovation, and Meredith's never-ending Pilates classes. But then, around noon, Jason posted a photo of the new backyard fire pit. "Grateful for warm nights and brighter days," the caption said. It had 87 likes in an hour. Still, no mention of me. His mother. The woman who took on 2 shifts a day as a nurse when his father died. Who moved into a smaller home so she could give him a college fund. Who helped him and Meredith with a $25,000 down payment when they bought their first house. And now, I couldn't even get a happy birthday, Mom. I scrolled back to last year's messages. There had been a half-hearted voicemail from Meredith. "Hey, Margaret, just calling because Jason reminded me it's your day. Hope it's a good one." That was it. No visit, no cake, just guilt-tinged leftovers and silence. I shut off my phone and sat by the window, staring out at the street below. A couple walked by holding balloons. A little girl skipped beside them, holding a birthday gift bag. I turned away. That night, I heated up leftover soup and watched old black and white movies. Somewhere around 9 p.m., I opened the kitchen drawer and took out the birthday card I'd bought for myself, just in case. It was lavender. It said, "To someone very special, you matter." I stared at it, laughed a little, and cried a lot more. Then I made a decision. Not out of spite, not out of anger, but out of an aching, pulsing clarity that only comes when you've finally had enough. They say people show you who they are. But sometimes it takes being forgotten, truly, wholly forgotten, to finally believe them. The next morning, I took out a notebook and made a list. My pension. The life insurance payout from my late husband. The modest inheritance from my aunt's estate. The $60,000 CD maturing in April. The equity in the condo I was living in. It added up to more than I'd realized, especially when you factored in what I hadn't spent all these years. No vacations, no indulgent purchases, no luxury handbags or cruise ships, just savings, sacrifices, scrimping so my son and his wife didn't have to. I'd saved their mortgage twice, paid off Jason's student loans, even covered the emergency vet bill when Meredith's golden retriever swallowed a toy. They always had me. But now, they didn't even have the decency to remember I existed. And yet, somehow, that was the gift I needed. Because something in me clicked, not in a loud, dramatic way. It was a quiet shift, like a gear finally locking into place. I didn't want to be pitied. I didn't want revenge. I wanted to live. Mini hook number 2. They gave me nothing, and in return, I gave myself everything. That week, I called a realtor. His name was Lucas, polite, quick-witted, and about 35. I told him what I was looking for. "A view," I said. "Something by water." He smiled. "Do you want something cozy?" "No," I said. "I want something breathtaking." 3 days later, he showed me a villa, 3 bedrooms, a wraparound balcony, French windows that opened out to Lake Geneva, a kitchen so pristine I could imagine my grandchildren helping me bake cookies in it, if they ever remembered I existed, and a master bedroom with an ensuite tub that faced the sunrise. It was listed at $3.2 million. Lucas watched me carefully. "We can look at others if you'd like." "No," I said. "I'll take it." His eyes widened. "You're serious?" I smiled. "Deadly. If you've ever been forgotten by your own family, comment below. I remember myself. And if you want to hear what I did next, don't forget to subscribe, because this story isn't over yet." Jason stared at the deed, not understanding, not really seeing it. Meredith leaned in, her voice sharper than intended. "So, wait, this villa is in a trust?" I nodded. "A private trust. I'm the founder, the sole contributor, and the sole beneficiary." Jason blinked. "So, you own it." I smiled. "I do. But technically, it belongs to someone who's earned it, someone who's going to enjoy it, appreciate it, make every inch of it a tribute to the woman no one remembered on her birthday." Meredith raised her eyebrows. "That sounds dramatic." I met her gaze without flinching. "It is dramatic. It's also true. For years, I begged for a seat at the table. Now I own the house the table's in. And guess what? Not everyone's invited anymore." The kids ran in, excited, loud. "Grandma, this place is so big. Can we come over more?" Jason smiled at me. Hope flickered behind his eyes. "I mean, maybe we could do Sunday dinners here? If you'd be up for it?" That moment, that sentence, it almost got me. Almost made me slide back into old patterns. Say yes, offer food, ask about their lives. But I didn't. I bent down to my grandkids. "This is Grandma's new home, and you are always welcome here. But Sunday dinners, those are going to be different from now on." Jason frowned. "Different how?" "I'm done feeding people who don't see me." Later that evening, after they left, Marina and I sat on the balcony with a pot of tea. "You okay?" she asked. I nodded. "I am now. Because that housewarming wasn't for them. It was for me." The moment they left, I took off the mug they brought. I placed it in a cabinet with mismatched dishes, the ones that reminded me of my early years. The years I cooked for 2 jobs and still managed to throw birthday parties for Jason in our tiny apartment. I wasn't bitter. I was awake. The next few weeks were transformative. I planted a garden. I signed up for painting classes. I invited neighbors over, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. People showed up, real ones. Women who brought laughter, books, stories of messy love and beautiful recoveries. One evening, I posted a photo of the villa at sunset. No captions, no hashtags, just a soft shot of my silhouette on the balcony. Within minutes, Meredith liked the post, then messaged me. "You really went and did it. That's one hell of a flex, Margaret." I didn't reply, because it wasn't a flex. It was freedom. The greatest gift you can give yourself is letting go of people who only remember you when they need something. One afternoon, I got a phone call. It was Jason. "Hey, Mom, just checking in. You okay?" "I'm lovely," I said, sipping tea. "Look, about everything. I know we haven't always been the best about showing appreciation." I stayed quiet. "We were wondering if you'd like to come over next weekend. Meredith's parents are visiting and—" "I appreciate the invitation," I said gently, "but I'll be busy." "Oh, okay. Another event at your place?" I smiled. "No, I'm just living my life. Finally." He didn't know what to say. Neither did I, for many years. But now I had more than words. I had boundaries. 3 months later, something shifted. Jason showed up, alone. No Meredith, no kids, just him, standing at my door with a pie from the local bakery. "I didn't come for money, Mom," he said before I even opened my mouth. "I came to say, I've been an idiot." I let him in. He looked around at the space, slower this time. "Did you really do all this yourself?" "I did." He sat down at the kitchen island. "I miss you." I sat across from him. "I missed you too, but not the version of you that only saw me as useful." He nodded. "I want to do better. Can we start again?" I didn't give him an answer that day, because forgiveness isn't a switch. It's a door you open, slowly, when you feel safe again. Ending. I still live in the villa, but now it's more than walls and windows. It's a monument to rebirth, to not waiting on others to make me feel valued, to claiming space, to laughing out loud, to eating dessert first, to celebrating birthdays without needing an RSVP. They forgot me once, but I remembered myself, and I'll never forget that again. If you've ever been overlooked by your own family, if you've ever had to buy your own birthday cake just to feel seen, comment below. They forgot me. I remembered myself. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, because sometimes the softest voices have the loudest comebacks.